Jerusalem, then and now. Welcome to Jerusalem, one of the oldest and most relevant cities in the world. Jerusalem is the crown jewel of modern-day Israel, a country in the Middle East located on the border with Jordan. Israel became a nation in 1948 and has been locked in conflict with its Arab neighbors ever since. Jerusalem was also the most notable city of ancient Israel, but more about that later. Geographically speaking, Jerusalem sits on a crossroad. It is uniquely located where three continents meet: Europe, Asia, and Africa. More importantly, it is also a holy and sacred city for three of the world's largest religions: Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. For Jews, it is the site of the Temple Mount, the most important and relevant site for the Jewish religion. It is the holiest of any and all holy places. For Muslims, it is the third most sacred city behind Mecca and Medina. For Christians, it is most relevant as the place of Jesus' crucifixion, death, and resurrection. Each of these faiths over time has ruled Jerusalem. The conflict is ongoing even today. Religious and political turmoil is always simmering below the surface, threatening to bring peace to an end. In order to understand the passion and importance surrounding the city of Jerusalem, we must look back in time. The common thread that links all three religions is Abraham. He is the father of monotheism, or the worship of a single God. Abraham is also considered the founding father of all three religions. Fast forward 1,000 years, and we find one of Abraham's successors named David. This is the same David that conquered the giant named Goliath, a story we have all heard about. David fought many battles and eventually established this land as the nation of Israel, with Jerusalem as its capital city, and he is its king. Here, the wandering tribes that had fled Egypt were able to find a home. For these reasons, we often hear Jerusalem called the City of David. East Jerusalem is also where we find the Old City. For many hundreds of years, this was the city of Jerusalem. The Old City is not very big, and you can walk around it in about an hour. It is also a walled city. This fortification has helped to defend it for thousands of years against one invading army after another. The walls we see now were constructed in the 16th century during the Ottoman Empire. They are about 40 feet high and about 2.5 miles in total length. They were built on top of even more ancient walls that once stood here. As we stroll along the top of the walls on the Rampart Walk, we get a wonderful view of the surrounding streets and buildings. We can also see the Citadel, a defensive tower to help protect the Old City in times past. It is also known as the Tower of David. This area is also the site of many archaeological digs, and as we can see, the biblical exploration is ongoing. The heart of the Old City is the Temple Mount, once known as Mount Moriah. 8 stone staircases rise to its top. Here we see the buildings and places that have been fought over for thousands of years. The Temple Mount is the most sacred place within a sacred city. For the Muslims, the Temple Mount is the noble sanctuary. There we can find Al-Aqsa, the most important mosque in Jerusalem. Al-Aqsa is a beautiful building topped with a silver roof. It was likely constructed sometime in the 8th century. Also on the Temple Mount is the Dome of the Rock. This incredible shrine was finished in 691. Its image has become synonymous with Jerusalem. Under its golden dome we can find the giant rock, Abraham's Rock. For those of the Jewish faith, the Temple Mount is bordered by the Western Wall. It once belonged to the Second Temple, which was destroyed by the Romans in AD 70. This wall is now the most important artifact of the Jewish faith, making it the most holy of sites. Each day, hundreds of Jews can be seen praying at the wall. During religious celebrations, these numbers grow to the thousands. Continuing further westward, we arrive in West Jerusalem and enter the 21st century. West Jerusalem is a modern city with a Middle Eastern flair. It bustles with business, factories, and fancy hotels. Here we see highways, shopping malls, the latest fashions, and movie theaters. West Jerusalem was modeled on European and Northern American cities, and so you'll see broad streets and shopping malls. On a hilltop not too far away stands the Knesset, Israel's parliament building. Visitors are sometimes able to watch the Knesset in session. In front of the Knesset is a large menorah engraved with scenes from Jewish history. Regardless of your faith, it would be almost impossible to remain untouched by the power, beauty, and wonder that is Jerusalem. Shalom.